How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Rainbow Star coming at you another Dokkan Battle video. And today, as you might be able to see, we got a little bit of a different setup. We're on the PC today. This is going to be the first video coming from your boy's new PC. So I'm hoping that it comes out good. And I'm hoping you guys enjoy the new look of everything. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to use a background for this video because we're just going to be going through some stuff on the Dokkan Wiki, so obviously shoutouts to those guys. But what I wanted to talk about today was these two guys, the Battlefield Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Goku, are going to be getting their awakenings on Global with the ninth virtual Dokkan Battle. And I also wanted to talk about physical legendary Super Saiyan Broly getting his Extreme Z awakening. And I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on what he could possibly become. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So to start off with these two bad boys right here. So right now they're unawakened. Their arts are these. They're really not that super impressive. They build up attack and defense with attacks performed and attacks received. They're complete opposites of each other, as they do with some of these cards. They so let's go back over here. So they both start off with attack and defense up 40% for 4 turns at the start of turn. So that starts. So they actually start off with a boost, unlike their pre-awakened forms. But the Vegeta stacks defense each time he attacks up to 180, and his defense, his defense gets stacked for each attack he performs up to 180%, and his attack gets boosted every time he receives an attack up to 120. So he's going to be tankier and hit a little bit less. And the Goku is going to defend a little bit worse but hit a bit harder. And the Goku greatly raises his defense for 1 turn. So that kind of makes up for the less defense that he has. And the Vegeta greatly raises attack for 1 turn, which kind of makes up for that 60% drop off. It obviously the Goku's still gonna hit harder, but they both get 50% to either attack and defense on their super attack. So it's very like these guys have become very impressive. Some of the best free to play units in the game, really. The only thing is, I personally don't have these guys yet because I just rainbowed LR Metal Cooler with the last Dokkan Battlefield gems. These guys are kind of cheap though if you want to get them. They are 20,000 Baba points, I believe. So they're pretty good. So these guys are going to be coming out soon. So if you have these guys and if you don't have, because I do believe this guy is the best Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku in the game. Actually, can I check that? I think I can. Let me, if I pull up, let me just go over here. We pull up characters by name. If we go to Goku, we should be able to see Angel Goku's here. Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku, yeah. So what we have is the AGL Goku and the STR ones are the best ones. This tech rebirth is very old. It's not the best, but these two, the STR one will be hitting a lot harder, but this one also has a lot of viability as well because he changes key spheres. He does, and he has a nuking passive. So it just depends on like what type of utility you're really looking for. Because this guy's not going to defend anywhere near as well, and um, this one also heals per key sphere obtained, similar to Buhan now. So it just depends on what type of viability you're looking for. You can seriously run either one of them if you want to. But Majin Vegeta, it literally obviously you could run the STR one that came alongside that AGL Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but obviously if you're gonna run a Majin Vegeta, you're probably gonna want to run LR Majin Vegeta because even though he doesn't get that defensive, like any real defensive buff, he still hits like a truck. He still has pretty solid links. Him not having like prepared for battle is a bit of a bummer, but he does have shattering the limit, and he's not one of those LRs that needs to get his 18 key super. You want to get his 12 to 17 key. That's where he does the most single target damage. So he doesn't really need as much key as most other LRs do, which can obviously help out a lot. So to move on, we have the physical legendary Super Saiyan Broly. One of the first, him and AGL Super Vegito came out on the exact same time. I believe on the same banner as well, which was pretty crazy for a new meta coming into the game. They put both new cards on the same banner. Like even Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron, when the categories got put into the game, they were on separate banners. STR Gogeta and Inchinema were on different banners. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta are on separate banners. It's really weird that they ushered in a new, um, what is it called? A new era into Dokkan, basically, with putting two of the new cards on the same banner. I pulled this guy instead of the AGL Super Vegito. I didn't pull him for a long time, and I do expect him to be the last EZA of this bunch. So, this guy right now is physical key 3, HP attack and defense up 70%. We already know what that's going to change into. That's going to become physical type key 3, HP attack and defense up 120%, just like everybody else. Uh, Post awakening. Oh, sorry, it's key 4 and HP attack and defense up 100%. Sorry, it's the demigods that get the 3 key. So it'll be 4 key and a 100% of stats. He only does supreme damage to the enemy, and he only gets a 700% attack, and launches an additional super attack at 8 or more key. So what I expect them to do with this guy, obviously he's not going to be getting any new links, but he still does have prepared for battle. He has fierce battle, Super Saiyan. That trio right there is probably like the strongest trio of links in the game, because you get 2 key and 25% attack, which is very solid. Saiyan lineage, you'll a lot more cards nowadays have been getting this link, which has been interesting. But so you might be able to get that link every once in a while. Saiyan Warrior Race, they need to update this, and this key link is useless, and this link is basically useless as well. But the big thing, which I forgot to pull up, let me pull that up real quick. Okay, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Here we go. So, this is the big thing. So this card is coming to JP. Both this card and the LR Go Bros are coming. So, let's look at this guy's links. Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Berserker, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, and Legendary Power. Does that look familiar? Yeah, the thing is, he has the exact same link set. Besides, this guy has Legendary Power, and this guy has Hardened Grudge. That's the only difference in their links. So they're going to have 700 attack, 10% attack right here. So they're going to have an unconditional 25%. If for some reason you drop below 50% HP, like mid-turn basically, so you get super attacked, you'll get an additional 20% attack, which is going to really up both of their attack power. And then you're also getting 3 key, which is very good because this guy can struggle for key because he only has prepared for battle in the Saiyan lineage. So both of them will be starting out with 9 key. And another big thing for that, allowing this guy to get more more key during the turn, is because this guy automatically super attacks at 8 or more key. That's going to be very important because I don't think they're going to change that number. He gets an additional super attack. So say you miss the super with him, he's gonna do a regular normal attack and then automatically do an additional super. So you can put this guy if you need to. If they give this guy a good defensive buff, you can put this guy in the first slot, take whatever key out of the way, or use his key pickup to set up ki for this guy. And this guy being in the middle, say you have somebody with prepared for battle at the end too. This guy will be sitting at 11 ki. You only need to get him 7, which isn't too bad. But I feel like this guy's gonna bring a lot more utility to this guy. Like obviously this guy's a complete animal as it is. He's personally my favorite card in the game. I think he can get the highest attack stat as well because he's pushing like 10 or 11 million when he's rainbowed, which is absolutely insane. But also, I didn't look at this. So you can run them on movie bosses, pure Saiyan, and full power together. This guy's on transformation boost and resurrected warriors. Because I do believe this Broly is from the first Broly movie, movie 8, I believe, and this guy is supposed to be from movie 10. So this guy was resurrected, the other one wasn't. And transformation boost, obviously, because this guy's like has that mid turn transformation, which is just absolutely broken. But I pulled up all of the recent what is it called EZAs from this batch from the old demigods and god leads, the original types. So the big difference that they made between Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, his regular and then his EZA, is that they, I believe, kept extreme. Oh, that's just the wording that they put there. He still does immense damage on his. Oh wait, does he do supreme damage? That was the buff. So he does supreme damage on his super attack, on his 12 key super attack instead of extreme, which increases his damage output because on his best teams like Fusion, you're not going to be getting because he has over in a flash and Fuse Fighter, you're going to be getting both of those. So he'll start out as 11 key, so you won't be able to get that 12 key super, but you will on like the youth team or on the Super Saiyan 3 team. It's very easy to get less than 12 key. That was the big buff. They also gave him a defensive buff if he's under 11 key, which again on you're not really going to get that on the Fusion team or anything like that, which does hurt him. That's the thing. This guy was the first one, and he's the only one with really a downside to using him. They upped his attack by 20%. They gave him a nice defensive buff. They kind of held back on this guy, I feel. Let me actually exit out of these two because I don't need them anymore. They kind of held back on this guy. But then Golden Frieza came out, and we were just like, okay, they're not holding back anymore. So he started up as when HP is 50% or above, he gets 70% damage reduction and 70% attack. Now, after his awakening, when he's above 50% HP, he gets 80% attack and damage received minus 80%, which is crazy. That's the same thing that Super Vegito does on his normal attacks, or Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, I believe, gets that same number. But he also gets an additional 50% attack and still tanks for an extra 50% when your HP is 50% or below. So they didn't hold back on this guy. This guy is absolutely incredible. I can't wait for him to come out because I do have him rainbowed. That's the thing about, if you guys watch my video, I have this guy at SA1 still, and only have him at like 8% of the dupes because I only have one version of him. I have this guy, and this guy all rainbowed. So I cannot wait for these guys to come out. You know you guys are going to see a lot of videos with these guys. So they really didn't hold back with this guy. They fixed his one issue when he was 50% or below. He was basically useless. So they're, and I do believe no, he kept immense. They didn't do anything. They gave him massively lowering defense instead of just greatly lowers, which will be very important on the Legendary Goku event. Lowering defense does help a lot because his defense is just so incredibly high. If you run this guy in a team with counter units, it makes everything like so much easier because counters don't do damage because his defense is so high unless you crit or do anything else. This guy they gave a big buff to as well. Oh. Only available on the global version. That's interesting. So, oh, here we go. I can click on Japan here. So this guy on JP was just 3,000 attack per key sphere obtained. That's not good, but he did lower attack and defense on his super, which is very good. And obviously free SA10, so he gets to that. When they awakened him, they held back a little bit, but he's still absolutely incredible. 15% attack and defense per key sphere, plus one key up to 5 for each attack received. Those really help, actually. Like, say he just gets hit twice in the first turn, he's not going to have any issue supering from then on. Uh, Randomly changes key sphere to rainbow. Uh, this is the second part of his passive. Sorry, this isn't continuous. Uh, Randomly changes key spheres to rainbow key spheres, and an additional 5% attack and defense if he's facing a Goku's family category, which obviously is very powerful, and he's physical, which helps a lot in the Legendary Goku event. Links all stay the same, of course, but on global, this guy will be better because he gives that 3 key to extreme class, which is incredibly helpful. I still decide to run this guy on my extreme physical team every once in a while, simply because of that, because extreme physical can have key issues. But and then this guy, they did not hold back on this guy at all. This guy is insane, and I'm so happy with what they did for him. So, for every key sphere obtained, 12% attack and 3,000 HP. That used to be absolutely, like, this guy could carry teams by himself. He lowers attack and defense and greatly lowers on his Bugos Kamikaze attack. But they just upped him. He greatly lowers attack and defense no matter what, which is insane. And then he gets 17% attack and 10% defense, and you recover 10,000 HP for key sphere obtained. And when your HP is 50% and recovers 15% HP when he kills an enemy. So in like Super Battle Road or in the Legendary Goku event, that can be helpful. That because in those modes you really need to keep your HP as long as you can and keep regenning it. So this guy he keeps your HP so high. Like, give him 5 key orbs, that's 50,000 HP. Even if he gets hit harder, it gets, like, he gives you all that HP back, basically. So, going through all of these guys, you can tell that they were a little bit scared with this guy because they didn't make him too much better than the physical one. This guy is the best Golden Frieza in the game. This guy is obviously is probably the best Goku block in the game. You could say that the World Tournament one's better. Well, actually, sorry, completely forgot about the Intelligence Dokkenfest one. Never mind about that, but they definitely made this guy very viable if you want to run him, especially if Int has Int isn't good against an event or something like that. This guy can definitely help a lot, and this guy is obviously the best Buhan in the game. He's the only real Buhan in the game besides the farmable one to farm this guy's super attack. So, what I expect for this guy might become the best legendary Super Saiyan Broly in the game. It's crazy. This guy will probably be better than LR Broly. But they will serve different roles. LR Broly is still the king of the World Tournament. You're gonna want him if you're gonna be trying to get high in that. But this guy might be better in every single other version because I guarantee it, they will give him a defensive buff. It's gonna happen. So what I expect, I think they're probably gonna give him immense up here. Like, they have to, really. Like, all of these guys started out with immense, right? Let me go up to the Japan version. Yeah, all of these guys started out with immense. I think they just nerfed this guy because they were scared to do too much, to make him like too overpowered with double super attacks. So I think they'll give him immense, or if not, they might give him supreme and then a modifier here. But I think they might do a greatly raises defense for one turn or something like that. I think that's possible, or like stacks his defense or something. I think they might give him like 90% attack and defense, and then he'll keep um, his additional at 8 key. What they could also do is that they could give him maybe like 80% attack and defense, which is solid as it is. And then when facing a like a movie hero or a Goku's lineage category enemy, he gets an additional 20% attack and defense, and then he does his additional super no matter what. Or if they just want to make him completely busted against a movie boss's or Goku's category enemy, they could give him a second, like a third super attack. So he could get the guaranteed on his passive, and then if he faced a Goku's category enemy, he could get a second additional. So he could get like, basically he could super 4 times if you get his potential system to go off. Like I think that's a long shot probably, but it is definitely still possible because look at LR Kale and Khalifa, they're busted beyond belief. But if they do give him like that third super attack, they're definitely going to keep Supreme. I think this guy's going to be absolutely insane. I'm actually really excited for him, and I'm a bit mad that when this guy first came out, I think I pulled a dupe. I pulled a dupe of him on AGL Rose Goku Black Spanner, and I put it in the top left because I never used this guy. So I only have the top left of him open. I don't have the bottom right, which will definitely hurt the damage that my version of this guy can output. But I am excited to see what they're gonna do with this guy. I believe if I go back here, let me just do that. So obviously I was just looking through, where was it? Right here, upcoming cards. These guys are going to be definitely very solid coming up on Global. I do recommend at least getting one copy of each of these guys. But if you want to save your crystals or your gems, whatever you want to call them, from Battlefield this this time over, when you complete it during the 4-year anniversary, you will be able to get a version of LR Oob, like a copy of him, which I think would be very good, especially if you're like trying to collect all the cards if you want more LRs or whatever. These guys, the LR Go Bros are coming to JP, which is extremely hype. The LR Broly is coming to JP, which is obviously extremely hype. And then this guy's getting his EZA, which is going to make that Broly 10 times better. Simply because of having a 6 linking buddy. I think it's going to be crazy. But yeah, guys, that's the video for some hype for some new cards coming to each version of the game. For some hype for your boy finally getting his PC set up. I am going to make a video in the upcoming days showing you guys exactly what we're working with. But yeah, guys, there it is. That's the video. If you like it, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. Until next time, deuces.